Tonya here has a great question about Epsom salts. Why do we use them? What is going on, my most artistic of amenders? I sure do love you. Mwah. Boop. Welcome to Farm Patio. It is a rockin', pristine, gorgeous spring day, and we got some fun, exciting things going on. In fact, right as we speak, part 4 of the bee series is happening right there, like right there as we speak. Anyway, so you'll see some of that later. But more importantly, Tanya wants to talk about Epsom salts. Why do I use them? Why does anybody use them? Why does anybody care? Okay, Epsom salts is magnesium sulfate. Okay, magnesium is essential for plant development. It does all sorts of cool magical things for plants. It aids in chlorophyll production, it aids in cell division, it aids in phosphorus production. Those are really important things for growing big, healthy plants. Now, Epsom salts is not like a new fad of a thing. Epsom salts have been used for a really long time, especially with very intensive heavy feeders like tomatoes, peppers, corn, big crops. It's particularly helpful in soils that are magnesium deficient. You add that Epsom salts, it's easily water soluble, and it's gonna help those plants take up a whole lot more nutrients that maybe they couldn't before. Now, how do you know if your soil is magnesium deficient? You get it tested if you really want to super duper know. However, a couple things to mention about that. In your area, soil testing might cost money and it might take a hot minute to get your results back. It just kind of depends on your county, whoever's doing the testing for you. Number 2, you may not get the answer that you need in time to amend the soil to make the plant grow. So just kind of keep that in mind. Soil testing, I think, is super helpful to do once in a while to make sure your soil's kind of staying on track, but I don't know that it's something that everybody needs to be worrying about doing all the time. Number 2, truthfully, most soil is not magnesium deficient. So most soils aren't going to need an Epsom salt supplement. However, the type of soil that tends to get easily magnesium deficient are loose, loamy, sandy soils because it's so water soluble. If you get big, heavy rains or you have lots of problems with overwatering or whatever, it could be leaching magnesium from your soil. And when we are planting in our gardens, do not we love sandy, loose, loamy, organic matter soil? Yeah, we do. In addition, I use it in particular because I grow a lot in fabric pots. Fabric pots are amazing for growing plants, but they also leach a lot more water. They take a lot more watering than other methods of growing do. So I use Epsom salts because I'm sort of assuming I am creating a soil environment that is going to leach that magnesium easier than if I was planting directly in the ground. I was planting directly in the ground, I would assume there's probably enough magnesium in that soil to feed my plants, but I'm not. I'm mostly growing in pots and raised containers. Now, lots of folks come to the practice of using Epsom salts because they grow tomatoes and they learn about blossom end rot. Yeah, you ever grow tomatoes and you get that weird squishy part at the butt that's like, it just never does anything and then you end up chucking the whole tomato away? Yeah, that's blossom end rot. Blossom end rot happens when the tomato plant can't suck up enough calcium. And guess what helps them suck up calcium? Bingo! Magnesium. So if your soil doesn't have magnesium but has plenty of calcium, the plant may not be able to suck it up and you get blossom end rot. Yeah, right? Okay. Blossom end rot is far more likely to be a consequence of uneven watering than it is about nutrient uptake. Okay. Tomatoes just really love super easy, consistent watering. They want to know when they're getting their water. They don't want to have to reach too far for it. They don't want to get too dry. They don't want to get too damp. They're just kind of fussy ladies, right? So if you're not watering or if they're not getting rain on a very regular schedule, you might get blossom end rot regardless of what is in your soil. But I think that is sort of an intro way for people to start adding Epsom salts to their soil because they're hoping the magnesium will interact with the calcium and the plant will suck them both up and everybody's happy camper. Here's my very practical response to putting Epsom salts in the soil. I do it partially because I want it to be there if it's needed. I do it partially because it's a part of my gardening habit. And so once I started amending some pots with it, I just started amending all the pots with it. It is very possible that adding Epsom salts to all of my soils, all of my containers that are growing plants, isn't really doing that much. And that's okay with me, because what I know is that you can't over Epsom salt your soil. Plants are not going to suck up more magnesium. They're going to use more magnesium just because you put a whole bunch of it in the soil. So what I'm telling you is you're not harming the soil by adding the Epsom salts to it. So I'm kind of banking on just fucking throw it in. Just throw it in. If it's not going to hurt anything and it could help, throw it in. That's how I approach Epsom salts. Does that make sense? I rambled a lot. Super sorry. Anyway, I love you all so much. Take care and have a great rest of your day, okay? Bye.